So, Josh, emotions at the beginning and at the end for you. What was it like emotionally walking out with that and then walking off the field with the win?
It's crazy because I'm not usually somebody that smiles a lot, but I couldn't keep a smile off my face. Like just smiling, like really having an emotional moment with my mother. She had me very young, so it was a struggle a lot in her early life, and she sacrificed a lot for me. And it really be kind of like living out her dream and aspirations that she wanted through me. It's probably the most proud thing. I feel like this is probably the proudest my mom has been in my life, and I was able to provide that, so it means the world to me.
I know you had already earned a degree, obviously, and working on more. But was this kind of her moment, too, to celebrate with you and for her to see what you get to feel when you play?
Yeah. I actually she missed my high school one because she was working. So which is of course a single mom stuff you got to sacrifice. You got to put food on the table instead of going to a game sometimes. But yeah, like this moment was for her. This whole season was really for her. I have goals to eventually make sure that she don't got to work no more, and I'm making strides to that. And I feel like I've been having success at that. So it's really just finishing this chapter with her. She's been with me the entire time, all 21 years of my life.
So the emotions at the beginning with your mom, but the emotions walking off at the end, I imagine there were still smiles. And did you sort of drink it in, look around?
Yeah, I definitely did. It's probably the most I've been in to like the atmosphere after the game. I usually go find my family immediately. I'm big on family, but kind of really just soaked it in. Looked around the field, was with my teammates a little bit more, jumped in the crowd a little bit, signed a couple more things than I usually would for some fans, and then ultimately really just getting over to my family.
Your defense was really beat up. I mean, you're playing guys and hadn't played much, different positions.
Yeah.
So speak to the defensive performance because, despite of all that.
Yeah. We had a good game plan, and we really just put guys out there who wanted to make a play. Like, that was the big thing. We put out unselfish guys who work hard, who run to the ball, who really just want to give it all for this defense. And in the first half, we definitely did that. We kind of got a little lax throughout the game with certain calls and just certain things. Their tempo was actually a lot faster than we seen. They didn't really show it too much on film. One of the faster tempos in our league, to be honest. But that got us on a little bit of that. But we were able to calm down, get back home, really just relax and play our defense.
You guys played dime package most of the game. How much does that change your responsibility, doesn't Mike, or is it not much?
Not really. Our defense, if you guys haven't noticed, it's really a 4-1-6. We only play with one true backer in the box. Our will is out of the box in the overhang, playing between number 2 and the D tackle. So our shell is our shell. It doesn't really change. Our bandit moves around. So it's a 3-2-6, a 4-1-6. It really just however you trying to kind of put it. So the calls really don't change.
But normally it's X-Ray or Lance next to you, a bigger body. Now you got Scotty there, and they want to pound away at a smaller safety playing that position. So how much did it mean that he stepped up and seemingly played pretty well?
Shoot, Scotty's a dynamic football player. He's our third corner, our second, third safety. He was our starting spirit earlier in the year. He had some things going on which caused him not to play for a couple weeks. And then when we go Rover, I move to the Bandit. He actually comes in and plays the Mike. That's why in our traditional dime package, I'm always rushing. So it's nothing that we haven't done before. Our real dime package, he goes there and we put another DB in. But due to the lack of bodies, we kept a D lineman in to kind of create pressure. So it wasn't anything different than what we've put out there. And Scotty can play everything on the field, literally.
2 or 3 series, their run game was starting to get to you guys pretty good, but then at the end you got back into a rhythm. What were they doing at that point? Is just big bodies they have up front creating gaps?
Really just tempo. I mean, like you said, we were pretty much in a dime package, so a lot of the things we basically were kind of giving up the run to protect the pass, knowing that they're a dynamic offense through the passing game. With them losing their running back last week, we kind of knew that we would be able to contain them run-wise, even with the lack of bodies. But they popped a couple runs, especially, what's his name, Keelan Robinson, fast, Alabama transfer, 4 or 5-star recruit. He's going to make plays. But I feel like overall we were able to contain it.
You said a few weeks ago bowl game was still your dream, even though at that point it may not have been quite as possible as others thought. Now it's right there for you guys with one more game. So your thoughts on just getting bowl eligible and finishing your career in a postseason?
Excuse me. Let me see. I kind of said it earlier in the week, Tuesday. Like, we have two very winnable games. We won this one. We got next week's game. We should be able to win and get bowl eligible. Now, Kansas is a very different team. They can come out and play like the typical Kansas team you usually see, or they can come out like they played against last week against Texas and a couple weeks ago against Oklahoma and play like one of the top teams in our conference. So like Jared has said, we gotta have our antennas up. Like, we playing a team that's very dangerous with dynamic playmakers. They've always had dynamic playmakers. It's really just about putting it all together for them, and they're playing pretty good football right now. So it's definitely not just a cakewalk. We gotta earn that one.
Okay, anything else for Josh? Okay, thank you very much.